Alright folks, time to do my picks for upcoming UFC on Fox 14 Gustafsson versus Johnson card. It's coming up on the 24th. It's a Fox TV show. And it actually looks pretty good. Some of these past cards have looked a little lackluster, but you know what? I'm actually kind of excited about what's coming up. We might have something worth watching. And it's on free TV, so go out and order a pizza and sit down with your girl and just enjoy a night. I love not trying to spend money. Alright, the official fight card main event, Alexander Gustafsson versus Anthony Johnson. Perhaps it's worth noting this event actually is happening over in Sweden. So it's going on at like 5 in the morning over there to make the 8 p.m. broadcast point over in the States. Well, anyway, this looks like a really, really interesting matchup. Alexander Gustafsson against Anthony Johnson. Obviously, the winner of this fight will go on to take on Jon Jones, pending he can escape rehab at some point. And, I don't know, this is a really interesting matchup because these two guys use absolutely completely antithetical styles. You look at Gustafsson, he's probably the most Jon Jones-like fighter in the UFC outside of Jon Jones because he's freakishly tall. He has that incredibly lengthy range. And his fighting style, I think, is very similar to Jon Jones. In the fact that he can keep guys at a range, set up for the takedown, get in close, and finish. That makes him kind of like the kin to Jon Jones Rio, I think. Just the fact that they have that similar fighting style, the similar repertoire, the same, physicality, even pretty much the same body type, really, to kind of go in there and fight and use the exact same stratagem. Now, Anthony Johnson, though, complete opposite. This is a dude who goes in there and his game plan is simple. Get in close, beat the crap out of you, take you down, beat the crap out of you some more. And he's looked incredibly impressive in some of his previous performances. That match against Phil Davis made me a believer in this Johnson kid. I think Rumble, in the past, he's had his difficulties getting weight, and, that could also be a problem. But he's just looked absolutely phenomenal. And the thing that really surprised me is you kind of go into these fights, last couple he's had in the UFC, they have gone the distance, right? They have gone the distance. And, you expect him to gas, but his cardio is way up there. So this, to me, presents a very, very intriguing main event. Probably one of the most intriguing fights we've had in a long time. Now, I think in a lot of ways, this actually is kind of reminiscent of the Jon Jones-Daniel Cormier fight, which I predicted to go in favor of Cormier because I'm wrong. But, I think from what I saw in that fight and going into this fight where it looks like it's almost kind of the same sort of style versus style, I'm going to have to give this fight to Gustafsson. He's got the hometown crowd. I think it's going to be a very competitive matchup, but I end up seeing him probably winning by decision. He's going to be able to keep Johnson at range. I don't really think Johnson's going to be able to get the takedown, though, he could. It could be surprising. But, I think if he had this fight 9 times out of 10, Gustafsson wins. I think he, I don't know, does he win by TKO? I don't know, I just got a feeling, Johnson, there's something about his gas tank, he's looked good in the last couple of fights, but I don't know, I think probably by the 4th round, he's going to start showing some weaknesses in his armor. Alright, I'm going to go with Gustafsson, 4th round, TKO. He gets his long-awaited rematch against Jon Jones, who, I don't know. Maybe we should start calling him Tony Montana Jones. Co-main event, Dan Henderson versus Gegard Mousasi, which sounds like something we would have seen like in 2008 in Strikeforce. Henderson, his career is pretty much over. I don't really know how many more fights he has, but he's way over the hill. Gegard Mousasi, I think, was a dude who was a highly touted prospect, and that, unfortunately, was the year 2008, and it's not 2008 anymore. I think he's kind of underperformed. That said, I don't think there's really any excuse in the world for him to lose his fight against Dan Henderson. I think he goes in there, and he takes him down, and he pounds him out, and he gets a 2nd round TKO victory. And after that, I think Henderson calls it quits. It's just, the dude, he's had a good career, he had a good run, but, it's time to hang him up. Phil Davis versus Ryan Bader. This is another interesting matchup because Ryan Bader's one of those dudes who, you watch him play, and, he keeps going back. He looks so great in some fights and looks so terrible in others. And Phil Davis, you kind of give him the same criticism, but I think overall his performances, outside of obviously the Rashad Evans fight and outside obviously the Anthony Johnson fight, he's looked pretty consistent. Fighting against Glover Teixeira, I thought he looked pretty good. He's a good wrestler, good submissions. Brian Bader, I guess he's kind of the same. I don't know. This is one of those fights where I think it seems like there'd be a finish, but I really can't push the button. I'm going to go with Davis. Unanimous decision, 3 rounds over Bader. Featherweight matchup, Akira Kasana versus Sam Cecilia. Expect this to be explosive. I'm going with Cecilia by knockout because we always have a knockout in the first UFC on Fox curtain jerker. Preliminary matchups, don't really want to go too in depth for these because honestly I'm not as informed on these matchups as I should be. I don't even know who half these guys are, so it makes me a complete charlatan to even go this far, but I'm just throwing out based on the most objective criteria in the world, which is picking people based on their names. We got Albert Turninoff taking on Nico Musicki. I'm going to go with Terminov. A lot of Swedish guys, a lot of Slavic names on this card for some reason. Kenny Robertson versus Sultan Lee. I'm going to go with Robertson. Andy Ogle versus McQuinn. Oh my god, they're just making stuff up now. I'm going to go with Ogle. Now here's a fight, actually, I know these people are, and I'm wondering why it's not higher up on the card. Nikita Krylov taking on Stanislav Nedkov. Nedkov, yeah, the guy from, oh goodness, I can't remember which country he's from. Okay, let's just check this out real quick because this is direly important. Bulgaria. Yeah, he's a tough dude. I guess Nikita Krylov, who's, I think, did he start off as a heavyweight? Or did he start off a light? Well, anyway, he's not that good, so I'm going to go with Nedkov. Lightweight, we got Mirbek Tusimov taking on Anthony Cruz. It's going to be terrible with spell check on this one. I really don't look forward to doing the write-up on this one. Anyway, I'm going to go with that guy. Featherweight, Misrat Bektek, Paul Redman. I have no idea who these people are. I'm going to go with Redman because he sounds more American. Heavyweight matchup, Victor Pesta versus Konstantin Eric. I don't know who these people are. God goodness. I'm going to go with Victor Pesta because his name sounds like pasta, and I always pick people with food-related names. It looks like our opening preliminary card in UFC Fight Pass, Chris Bill versus Neil Sear in a flyweight matchup. Like I said, don't know who these dudes are, but I'm going to go with Bill because it sounds like meal, and I'm really hungry right now. So there you go. Those are my less than scientific picks for UFC on Fox, Gustafsson versus Johnson. But, I don't know, it looks like it's going to be a pretty entertaining card. I'm going to watch it because I don't have to spend money on it, and really, that's all that matters. See you at the cage, folks.